Welcome to Weekly Rewind. This week I spent 2 days exploring a section of the Lancaster County Central Park in Pennsylvania that I've never visited before. I hope you enjoy learning about the wonderful location. This morning I'm checking out a new-to-me section of the Lancaster County Central Park. It's the Muhlenberg Native Plant and Wildlife Meadow Trail. There's a few other trails that come off of these trails here, so I'm anxious to check it out. It's a little cloudy this morning. It's about 72 degrees Fahrenheit, so we'll see what we find. The trail is very wide, and they have it mowed really nicely. The trail winds down to the Mill Creek, which is just beyond these plants right here. I just wanted to give you a 360 view of this area. Go down to the creek. There's a well-worn path along this section because this is part of the Conestoga Trail system. Most of the wildflowers either have bloomed or have not bloomed yet. So I'll have to come back later in the summer and see some of the other flowers that have bloomed. It might be hard to see this, but there's a little white thing. It's an insect, actually, on this plant. Just stuck out like a sore thumb, so to speak. So I'm going to get my phone out and take a picture. And I use iNaturalist, the app. I don't use it in the field a lot. I mostly use it after the fact when I get home. But I'm going to see if I can figure out what this little critter is. If you've never used iNaturalist, when you enter a picture, whether you take a picture in the field or enter it after the fact, once you upload it, if your photo has the geodata on it, it'll show exactly where you saw it. And then it'll give you options to figure out what you saw. So I'm going to click on that section and see what this might be. So it came up with a few options of what it could be. It takes into account your location, so it's not going to give you something, say if, I'm in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, it's not going to give me a species that's in Africa or Canada, unless it's also seen there. But, so what I usually do is look through and see which one looks the closest, or I just pick the top one. And what's really cool about iNaturalist, once you enter something, other folks that are in the community of iNaturalist will look through it, and sometimes they'll agree with what you decided that you think it is, and other times they'll offer other suggestions. So I'm just going to hit the first thing, and I'll check back throughout the day and see if anyone has corrected me or agrees with me. But it's a really neat app to use. It covers all kinds of critters, so it's, eBird is nice if you're just into birding, but I'm into more than just birds, so I like to use iNaturalist. So you can see how small this thing is. I'm going to zoom in on it as far as I can get before it goes blurry, so you can see how tiny it is. So that's about all I can go before it gets blurry. But it's just important to pay attention as you're walking around. Might find something that you've never seen before, so it's really fun just to take your time sometimes and look around. This section along the creek is very busy with birds, especially. And as I mentioned in my 5 ways to spot wildlife video, edge habitat is very important and a great place to look for wildlife, especially if it's next to water. Sometimes it's next to a field or next to a forest where wildlife can dash into the forest for safety, but also along a creek or other water areas where they can come to drink or bathe. And if they eat insects, usually there's insects flying over the water or in the water. The bees are busy on the wild bergamot. It's the only thing that's really blooming in the wildflower meadow right now. Found some trumpet honeysuckle. This is native honeysuckle, unlike the Japanese honeysuckle that is all over the place. It smells nice, but it is invasive. These attract hummingbirds and a lot of insects. Here's one that you can see closer. You can see the tubular shape of it. For those of you that might not be familiar with Japanese honeysuckle, I just stumbled upon some here. Spotted this ebony jewel-winged damselfly as it flew in and landed on this leaf by the creek. This is the male. They're more vibrant in color. I almost missed this great blue heron sitting next to the creek, or actually in the creek. I was hoping to find something along the creek. He or she is just patiently waiting to catch breakfast. Well, I got in about 2 miles of hiking this morning on these 2 trails, and I'm going to go check out one other spot that I was told is a really cool spot at the park here. I actually ran into someone walking their dog, and they gave me a few pointers on where to go. So I'll check back when I get over there. I just pulled in the parking lot and spotted this eastern gray squirrel eating something up in this tree. They use their tails for balancing. That's how they're able to hang on with their tail on their 2 hind legs while they use their 2 front legs to eat. Must be some kind of nuts or berries on this tree. I'm not sure what kind it is. So the Mill Creek Trail runs along, you guessed it, the Mill Creek, and we're actually on the other side of the park from where we were this morning at the wildflower meadows and trail. And this trail is blazed in yellow. Just wanted to share this really gnarly looking tree. Definitely has some stories to tell, I'm sure, right along the creek. I usually look at stumps from trees that have blown down to look for frogs or salamanders or snakes sometimes. I just discovered a damselfly. I added another mile to my hiking today, so I think that's about it for now. I definitely will be coming back here frequently, because my usual spot that I go hiking at the Knoll Dorwart Preserve, they're actually renovating and doing some updates on about 2/3 of the trail there, so there won't be much of the trail open, and that's all the way through November. So I think this is my new go-to place, since it is fairly close to home. Hope you enjoyed visiting with me. Be sure to check out the links at the end. I've included videos from my archives that I think you'll enjoy. Thanks for watching.